This is Evie with WKNC talking to Carter Hall and Connor Smith about their sound design for Opal99's production of House Squad 2, Fresh Meat.
And when it came time to do the second one, there was just a whole lot more to do. So I hit my buddy Connor up because I knew Connor had also been involved in film with Boinks and the Geezer and other stuff. I was like, hey, hop on and join the team. Got to work, and some of the songs in Hell Squad 2, Connor can speak more to it, but are like totally Connor. Some of them were even for like other projects, and a lot of the like music that people are listening to is Connor's music. So Connor can speak more to that.
Yeah, I literally jumped at the chance to do something like anything with this project music-wise. Like, I didn't really know all the things that were going to be included of mine until like the final like day when I saw the film. Like, that was when I just saw a bunch of little like musical Easter eggs or just like little snippets of my songs that I didn't think were going to be included, and we just had a lot of fun like throwing in stuff that we thought would work that I had already kind of made, just instead of using some like royalty-free track or something like that. Like, we even had one that I made as a joke that we put in because it just worked so well.
Your whole discography is in the movie, by the way.
I had a lot of like songs I feel like that we worked on step-by-step process of like, okay, this needs to be more like this way, or this needs to be more that way. I feel like we had one that I initially had for a burning scene that we used for a burning scene in this one, like in Hell Squad 2. It like something about like the sonics of it just matched with like, I didn't even put any like flame noises in the track or anything. It was just like kind of like emulated just, I guess, things going up in flames, so it just worked for a fire scene in this movie as well. So I mean, I guess stuff was already kind of laid out, and once we saw that everything that I was using or everything that Carter was using is free range, it kind of just like built itself around that, like, because like everything that we do kind of sounds very similar anyway, because we have a lot of the same influences. Like, I know that going into it, we kind of agreed upon having like a synth-focused sound. John Carpenter being like a super big inspiration, I know, for like both of us, for like everything score-wise at least.
Totally, 100%.
Tried to pay homage more than a rip-off, you know.
Classic horror stuff like that. As far as like other music like that they're like listening to in universe, with like building a universe, I think that definitely took on a life of its own a little bit, with like us using the Frisky Fireball discography, because then we even have Connor pop up in a scene as the DJ at the party. And so all like your music playing throughout the movie kind of like, it becomes, like you said, Evie, like it becomes like part of the universe almost, and the world building like benefits from the songs we threw in there. I think like part of it is just like some of the like effects and stuff on the score is meant to sort of evoke like tape degradation, where like on a VHS tape, like after you've had it for a while and it's been played a bunch, the synths can kind of like pitch like out and in slightly and like detune. So there is I think just like the sounds we used, or like some of the effects we threw on a couple of the tracks, like sort of do that just naturally to sort of replicate that. So definitely like an attempt to like feel more retro, but it also just works well for slasher movies to do more melody based stuff.
I know that there's a point where there's a clock motif that comes back, like,
Oh
from the
yeah,
first one, and I know that that has
yeah,
like a conscious, like, kind of like telling that the killer's around, or like when there's a scene that like Helga is like prevalent, that like sound I know is meant to like evoke some sort of danger. So like I know that we had a lot of like forethought in that sense, and like including stuff from the first one, I feel like.
yeah. I'm actually glad you brought that up. It's like a melody, as well as like a clock sound. But it's the like at the hour melody that'll play on like a clock tower. Dun, 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 dun. We heard that on a like a actual like clock tower that we were right next to when we were filming the first one, and it just made it in camera. And then I was like, I'll just put that in the score.
And I cheekily tried to put it in a lot of like what I
Yeah,
made too. I definitely come from like a background of like sampling, like with my own music and stuff. So like I'm very like I've made a lot of hip hop production and stuff and rap, and like that's just kind of ingrained in me. Like, and I listen to, I'm very big into hardcore as well, and that's kind of like a huge like factor in like all hardcore, whether it be like with the cover art or just like covering somebody else's song. It's just like it's all due in like respect, I feel like, as opposed to just like, I mean, I went to school for creative writing too, and they always told me to steal like an artist and like have kind of things that people recognize. Everything I feel like is a culmination of stuff that you intake.
Mhm.
I feel like we all shared a vision, and I came at it from a like genuine fan perspective more so than anything. Like, so I really wasn't thinking of it as like a job of something that I need to like do something to fit like the mold that's already been placed. I really just wanted to do something that I thought would be cool from like a fan perspective, and that really like led to making like all the original songs, even like the like ending song. Like I really just wanted to like give the character of Helga like a cultural send off, like in the like zeitgeist of just like modern slasher. What I felt I hoped to do with all the music, rather than just have somebody be like, I've heard this before, be like, oh, this rocks because it's familiar. Like what I'm interested in mostly is horror, so like I just tried to like, you know, mix everything in a blender that really that I like knew and what we had already agreed. And they, Gracie and Carter, definitely had like a clear vision of where it needed to go, and I just tried to adhere to that as much as possible. Me and Carter both were like Sleepaway Camp is like the one movie that needs to be emulated the most, I think. Like just the magic behind the like balance of having it be like genuinely like shocking in a lot of regards, and then having it be funny, or just having like a very homespun goofy vibe throughout. Like that was one that I know that we've connected over multiple times, and that's just one that I feel like was like a perfect like, if you like this then you'll like Hell Squad too. And then there's sometimes when the chaos just kind of like melts together into something that's just like a Frankenstein of what everybody thought it should be, and that's kind of
yeah,
usually the best because everybody's just playing to their own strengths and the camera's just kind of capturing it all. The end song definitely was inspired by Man Behind the Mask. There's like an Alice Cooper song that they made for Jason for like the end credits, that I was like, okay, like needs their own theme song, encapsulating everything about the culture at the time, and I really wanted to like ham it up.
yeah.
No, I used like tinny bell sounds for any time that like Helga was on screen. And if you think about it in a film theorist like point of view, Helga like died and is in a perpetual state of like having like the apron and the meat packing thing going with the death. So if we're going with like when people die, they're getting turned into mincemeat, then it could be like a dinner bell.
Like to me, a thriller's always been like more like cerebral courtroom drama, or like crime procedural type, like uh
Serious topic, serious tone. Like you have to
yeah,
approach everything with like the utmost like grounded sincerity. Like you can't really like because that's what you're attacking with thrillers. I feel like is like people's like actual human nerve
Yeah.
of being scared in like real life situations. Whereas this is like this is never gonna happen to me. So
yeah,
I'm allowed to kind of suspend my disbelief to the point where it's like I'm allowed to laugh along because I feel like a lot of people when they were watching this that like the opening night were like I was in this or I could have been in this or like it
right.
would have been fun to be in this. So I feel
Totally.
like that's what like what everybody's kind of feeling as opposed to like oh god Helga's coming after me after I like leave the theater.
We probably gravitated toward it because it's the most fun genre to do, like at this budget level. You know, I'm sure action movies super fun too, but we weren't going to be blowing anything up or doing car chases or anything. So I think like for a low budget movie, like a good old just straight up slasher is like probably the most fun you could have. Well, I definitely see more horror movies these days heading towards what we I feel like we did, which was the synth heavy, John Carpenter esque. I mean, John Carpenter himself just did the past three Halloween movies, which those like had to have that kind of a score. I mean, and again, I think that's another reason why we went with it because our movies are evocative of that kind of movie and that kind of a Halloween movie or just any classic slasher movie. I feel like would be incomplete without a synth heavy score. So uh, I like that you brought up like culture capital, and so like someone who has seen like all the classics and stuff like that, definitely would be able to like pick out what we were sort of referencing. But even if you haven't, I still think it's a fun vibe.